driver's license. They could never pass any road exam, but they're on the road. And I'm saying, instead of the government pretending that, they don't know that these people can't read and write, let us start teaching the road code through TV, showing that this is a stop, because the people are intelligent, them just can't read and write. And we don't understand that reading and writing is a particular technology. And if you haven't been taught it, you just don't know it. And this is what happens in our societies. We pretend as though we're operating in one domain without accepting that the society is much more complex, and so we don't put the things in place to accommodate the reality. So you're right. You see that the binary, the oral scribal thing, yes, it's set up that way, but I believe that we need to be looking now at how can we negotiate in this kind of space to empower people who cannot go back now at 50 to learn to read and write in the way they would have learned in primary school. So we have to say, what strategies can we use to empower these people now? And nobody across the region, I believe, is taking this on. They're just saying, people them can't read and write, how them get driver's license, we have to get the policeman to take them off the road. And these people are making money off of driving. How are you going to take them off the road? What alternatives do you have to give them? One of my friends told me about her uncle. She says he cannot read and write, but if you see houses that he has built, you would not believe that the man is not literate. And you're saying, boy, I don't know if I want to live in a house that a non-literate man built. But the house is, you see what I'm getting? So how do we deal with it? That's a big question.
We put so much importance on the written word,
yes,
so little on the spoken word, and with the death of imagination in the region that we don't talk about, there's no even way to conceptualize the power of the oral, of the spoken word, of the oral traditions and storytelling, and the only storytelling we have left. That not to diminish the writers and the upcoming writers, and but the pop art storytelling is for the tourist story and the funny story and the sun, sand, and sea story. And so what I wanted to ask is, how long will it take us before Caribbean music can begin to recreate the rites of passage that our young people are so sorely missing, myself included?
I can't answer that. How long will it take for that to happen? I don't know. What you're really asking is, what are we doing to make sure that that happens?
Or what do we need to do?
Yes.
And how long will that take?
Well,
I'm only 31. I can't even remember how long it took to get here.
Yes.
I come to ask you.
But you see, now remember too that you have a responsibility. You're 31. You're a big person now to some people who are 15, and so The point is that there is difficult to come up with a prescription to say this is what we must do to get where we have to go. I think occasions like these challenge us to think about what we're doing, what is our location in all of this, what can we do. So I think we need this kind of forum, but we also need other opportunities for us to say, look where we are now. These are some of the problems in the society. We can't leave it to the politicians. And I don't want anybody to feel that I'm against politicians as a group, but I understand that most politicians are in politics for what they can get. They're not really, let us be honest, they're not in it because they want. My personal philosophy is that if you have to be a mad person to want to be a politician in the Caribbean if you were going to do the thing seriously. Because our problems are so profound. I'm asking, why would you want to do this? It's a thankless task. So obviously you're doing it so to see how much money you can scrape up. We have a major catastrophe in Jamaica right now where the Cuban government gave us a whole set of free light bulbs so that people could change out from incandescent to fluorescent. And a huge scandal has emerged where the old government, which I supported because I thought Sister P deserved her chance, they were taking teeth in the money, paying for the Cuban workers that the Cuban government had paid for. It's a scandal of great proportions, and I really hope that some of them actually go to prison because it's not right. So this is a problem. We can't say forget about the politicians. So who are we going to expect now to carry us forward? It's we who are going to have to do it. Nobody is going to be able to do it but we ourselves.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I would like to thank you for your talk and let you know that I'm deeply moved and inspired by what you had to say. And my mother's white and my father's black. And of particular interest was inspired by what you had to say with regards to the mixed person. It's a precarious situation to be in sometimes, and often you're trying to balance both worlds in some cases, and it's really a part of my identity that I've ignored for a very long time. I haven't felt comfortable examining it, and I don't really know what sort of lay ahead if I were to do that. And after hearing you speak tonight, for the first time, I actually feel responsibility and a sense of encouragement and, for once, no fear of actually doing that. So I'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have countless questions that I would like to pose to you, ranging from...
I'll give you my email address.
Okay. Thank you. From the use of ebonics to the African conception of female body image. But my father often talks about this symptom of niggeritis, as he says. And I would like to ask you, how important do you think the impact is of this actual black-on-black segregation, discrimination, disparagement, as opposed to it coming from another race or the white race? Because to me, that seems to be a hurdle that is actually much more poignant to overcome than anything else from a race of a non-African descent.
All right.
So
great question. Yeah. I must say that I misbehaved myself at that conference last week, and that issue was one of the ones that I misbehaved around, because I said, you know, you never hear anybody talk about white-on-white crime, because, you know, white people commit crimes against white people. That's who they're living with. So when we pathologize black people with this black-on-black crime now, what we're saying is that, why do these pathological people attack themselves? But you attack the people that you live around. So I think when we talk about the crimes in those terms, what we're doing is not accepting that many black people live in segregated communities. I will never forget, and how many of you have read Richard Wright's Native Son? Remember when Bigger Thomas and the boys are contemplating robbing Blum's shop? It's like this barrier to go from robbing their own people to robbing a white person. You know, it's a major step. And so that to me, that's the explanation for it. It's not that the black-on-black crime signifies any particular pathology. And it's not that black people are so self-destructive. I imagine they are killing each other. When white people do it, we never say white-on-white crime. We just say crime. So, I mean, if you're a white criminal, you're just a criminal. But when you're a black criminal, you're an evil black person for committing a crime against black people. You see? All right? I think that's a good note to end on.